You know, when one belongs to a spiritual community, there are a number of things that go on. There's study that goes on, there is praying that goes on, there's a social aspect of it, but it's also a caring community. When you pray and study and socialize with people, you become close to them almost like family.
And in the church, we actually call this pew shepherds, where we ask people to kind of get to know the folks around them. And so if they aren't there, or if there's an issue, there's a first line of contact.
What I also think happens in time of crisis is that people are able to share information. Being here in the Coachella Valley, we have a population that includes a lot of people that have had health concerns. And so it's possible that somebody who's experienced cancer in their past is able to speak with somebody who's newly diagnosed with cancer and give them information, knowledge, and personal reassurances.
As we talk about being an example to people about Christian living, it's even about what you put in your mouth. It's being conscious about everything about your life, and health is certainly at the top of that.
We have a saying here that the 3 rules of Christian living are example, example. So I think that we have to put ourselves in the forefront and become the examples in front of our congregants. If we truly believe it, then we need to live it.
I really feel that it's important that I offer the right kind of an example. So I try to be in the gym regularly. I actually do care about the way that I eat. It's one of the reasons that I made sure that I've been tested and that it's a regular part of my physical with my doctor, because I feel like I have an example for my congregation.
It's just a matter of continuing to reinforce the messages so that they really get in people's minds, so that people make good decisions in their lives as relating to their health.
I think that all of us, faith-based and beyond, and whoever it is, we're all given a platform, and it's really what we do with that platform that makes a difference.
Right.
When I first became a rabbi, a friend of mine, an educator, showed up in the news as somebody who had been sent away from his job in the classroom to a desk job. He went public with it because he had told the Ministry of Education he was HIV positive.
I have lost friends. I have been with people in their illnesses, and so I've been a part of this struggle from the very beginning.
I would have somebody who would come into my office for a private, almost confessional kind of conversation to let me know that he had AIDS. Nobody else in Palm Springs knows. And so if I die, I wanted you to know. And one of the things that I've wanted and have dedicated myself to is that not be the way for anybody else, if at all possible. That they could always feel like they had a community and they never had to live in fear or in shame.
It doesn't matter in the Jewish religion how you become ill. When you're ill, and we have an obligation from the Torah, from the Bible itself, to help care for those who are ill, no matter who they are.
I think that it's primarily an aspect of support and an aspect of trying to encourage people to be the best people that they can be in their lives, and that's a role that faith leaders have in any community.
You know, HIV/AIDS impacts, I believe, every congregation around the world because it is so prevalent, not always talked about. Together with other members of the clergy, I think the more that we're outspoken about it, those people that have the greatest issues, the barriers for religious reasons to be open about it, could be convinced, I think, yes, let's go ahead and do that.
When we think about AIDS and how it's impacting our society, we generally think about the working class. We don't think about the people who are living under bridges or in the desert, who are not taking their medication, who can't afford medication, who don't know about the resources that are available. And then to watch what they go through by not taking their medication. So I think that we have to educate ourselves. We have to do a better job in educating ourselves, figuring out how to help people with AIDS and understanding how to be a little bit more empathetic.
what I learned early on is you've got to find the right way for everybody to get involved. Here in Palm Springs, many people were involved because it was their friends, it was them.
The idea of testing and being able to reach people very early when it is a manageable disease if the proper steps are taken, that's an incredibly joyful and life-giving response. And if there's anything I think a faith leader should be about, it's about how do you participate in giving life. So I'd say getting tested and giving life are very equivalent.
The Get Tested Coachella Valley campaign, I think it brings this into the realm of normalcy. This is normal. It's normal to get tested for this.
This is one of the things that we can stand in the forefront and say this is part of social justice. This is affecting our society. This is affecting and devastating lives. And we have the opportunity to speak out, to stand on our pulpits, and to allow our voices to be heard, to allow our churches to become platforms so that the information can be disseminated to the right people to change lives and affect change within our society. So I challenge you to get the word out to your congregation, your communities, and your cities.
We have the example of Jesus telling people to take up their mats and walk. And so I would say that empowering Get Tested Coachella Valley is a part of our mission because we're helping people be more healthy in their lives and to take charge of their lives, and that being healthy into the future and moving forward in their lives in healthy ways.
I think the Get Tested movement here in the Valley and across the country is one of the most exciting, hope-giving, life-giving movements that's happened in a long time. Because so many things are fighting for something that is not achievable. But I'm very much a believer from everything that I've heard and read that this is an achievable goal, and it's exciting to me to be a part of and a supporter of and an ally with making that happen in the Coachella Valley.